Welcome to the review. Today we're taking a look at 5 box office flops from 1990. Leave us a comment below if you remember watching these. The Bonfire of the Vanities.
You know I'm a sucker for a soft diction.
Maria, you are incorrigible.
Released in December 1990, The Bonfire of the Vanities was based on Tom Wolfe's best-selling novel of the same name. Directed by Brian De Palma and featuring an all-star cast, including Tom Hanks, Bruce Willis, and Melanie Griffith. The film had all the ingredients for success. However, what emerged was a misfire that has since become synonymous with Hollywood excess and poor adaptation. The story follows Sherman McCoy, a wealthy bond trader, whose life unravels after a car accident involving his mistress turns into a racially charged scandal. While the novel was a sharp satire of greed, race, and ambition in 1980s New York, the film failed to capture its nuance or biting commentary. Instead, it leaned heavily on melodrama and caricature, alienating both critics and audiences. With an estimated budget of $47 million, The Bonfire of the Vanities grossed only $15.6 million at the box office, cementing its status as a major flop. Critics lambasted the movie, citing miscasting, a lack of focus, and its inability to translate the book's complexity to the screen. In retrospect, the film is often used as a case study in how not to adapt a beloved book. Despite the pedigree of its cast and crew, it serves as a reminder that success in one medium doesn't always guarantee the same in another. Ghost Dad.
Put the bitch on the phone! Put the bitch on the phone! The bitch! Make it to the phone. I'm here, though.
In 1990, Bill Cosby was still a beloved figure, and the darker revelations about his past were yet to surface. At the height of his popularity, he continued to take on family-friendly roles, and Ghost Dad was no exception. The film's premise had potential. It follows widowed father of 3, Elliot Harper, who dies in an accident and comes back as a ghost. Cue the classic ghostly antics and invisible man tropes. While this could have been a touching and funny exploration of family and the afterlife, the execution fell flat. The disappointment is all the more significant because Ghost Dad was the last film directed by the legendary Sidney Poitier. Interestingly, Steve Martin was originally set to play the role of Elliot, but backed out for reasons that remain unclear. Perhaps he sensed a flop in the making. With a hefty estimated budget of $30 million, Ghost Dad only managed to bring in about $24.5, resulting in a $5 million loss for Universal Pictures. On a personal note though, the film holds a nostalgic charm for me. I was 9 when it came out and I remember enjoying it enough to watch it multiple times. It's a reminder that taste can be subjective, and sometimes even a flawed film can find a place in someone's heart. Loose Cannons.
Out of the west, through a cloud of dust, with a hearty "Hi-yo, Silver!" rides the Lone Ranger with his faithful Indian companion, Tonto.
Released on February 9th, 1990, Loose Cannons might initially appear to be a standard buddy cop film. However, the filmmakers added an unusual twist. One of the cops has a split personality disorder. The premise centers on their mission to solve a string of murders, but the execution leaves much to be desired. Directed by Bob Clark, the same mind behind the beloved A Christmas Story. The movie starred Gene Hackman and Dan Aykroyd. Despite their star power, Loose Cannons was a financial disaster, losing an estimated $9.5 million at the box office. To make matters worse, it currently holds a dismal 0% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, and finding even a single positive review feels like searching for a needle in a haystack. The film's notoriety took a strange turn in 2013, when a landfill worker in Calgary, Alberta stumbled across negatives from the movie, mistaking an image of a murder victim for a real crime scene. The worker contacted police and the situation was only resolved when they found a frame featuring Dan Aykroyd, confirming the footage was from Loose Cannons. When asked about the incident, Aykroyd quipped, "The movie should have been left in the landfill where it belongs." In retrospect, Loose Cannons serves as a cautionary tale about how even the best intentions and a talented cast can't save a poorly executed concept. Almost an Angel.
Sign this to Nancy with love. Rod, put to Janet. Last night was great.
Written by and starring Paul Hogan of Crocodile Dundee fame, Almost an Angel tells the story of Terry Dean, a criminal who believes he's become an angel after an accident while saving a child. Determined to perform the Lord's work and earn his wings, Terry embarks on a journey of redemption. While the premise had potential, the execution left much to be desired. The predictable storyline and lack of narrative depth kept the movie from taking flight. Made on an estimated budget of $25 million, it managed to bring in just under $7 million at the box office, resulting in a staggering $18 million loss. Critically, Almost an Angel was met with disapproval. Both Siskel and Ebert gave it a thumbs down, a verdict echoed by most reviewers of the time. Despite the movie's shortcomings, it does have its moments. For me, the highlight was seeing Paul Hogan dressed up as Willie Nelson and Rod Stewart, which added a touch of humor to an otherwise lackluster film. Much like Ghost Dad, this movie holds a nostalgic place in my heart. As a kid, I enjoyed it enough to watch it several times, proving that sometimes the charm of a film is all in the eye of the beholder. Havana.
A country divided.
Nobody's interested in high-stakes poker right now. We got a little confusion going on down here. You think I care about any of this stuff?
Released in December of 1990, Havana stars Robert Redford as Jack Wheel, an American professional gambler who travels to Havana, Cuba in 1958. Set against the backdrop of the Cuban Revolution, the story follows Jack as he falls for a married woman involved in the uprising. From there, the narrative relies heavily on cliches and well-worn tropes, making it feel more derivative than compelling. Critics were largely unimpressed with Havana, and audiences seemed to agree. The film grossed a meager $9.6 million at the box office, a dismal return against its hefty $40 million budget. Despite its promising setting and star power, it failed to capture the intrigue or passion of its subject matter. One interesting tidbit involves actor Raul Julia, who had an important role in the film. Due to a contractual disagreement, Julia is uncredited. Reportedly, he wanted to be listed second above the title, but those spots were already allocated. Faced with this, he opted to go uncredited entirely, adding a layer of behind-the-scenes drama to the movie's troubled history. Ultimately, Havana serves as a reminder that even big names and ambitious settings can't always save a film from mediocrity. Well, there you go. There's our video for this week. 5 box office bombs from 1990. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe for more videos just like this.